Hello and welcome back to Down the Track. In this episode, we'll be previewing the 70-20s between Pakistan and England. The visitors, England, returned to Pakistan after 17 years. The last time they were there was in 05-06 in that series after the Ashes, where Pakistan dominated actually. And after that, they've been playing cricket in England. There was a few series in UAE, but even the last series there was 2015. So Pakistan playing mostly away from home against England. The bilateral ties haven't been as strong. They haven't played as much cricket in different venues because there was no cricket in Pakistan. But also, they did play in England, but last year there was that issue when Pakistan went during COVID. They went to England, and they took a lot of risks, and they played a series there. When it was time to return the favor, England pulled out of the series. But now finally that has been sorted, and England have landed in Pakistan. We see Josh Butler, although he's injured in the first few games, he will return in the Lahore leg. But you saw him, with Babar Azam, they're presenting in the trophy presentation before the series, as usual customs go by. And it's going to be a historic series, 70-20s. I don't know when was the last time we saw a series like that, but it's going to be interesting because all eyes will be on the World Cup. There will be a bit of experimentation, but also trying to get that squad together. I feel that the 15 who have been selected they'll all get a chance, but at the same time, you try to make your mark. England, on one hand, they have a lot of injuries to face. The likes of Mark Wood, Chris Wokes, and Butler won't be playing the first leg. Also, Liam Livingston is not there, so there are injuries that they'll have to deal with. Moeen Ali stands in as captain, but at the same time, there will be other players. The likes of Phil Salt, Alex Hales making a comeback. So there will be players who want to come back and make a mark in this series, and it'll be remembered because when you have a big tournament coming very soon, some like a performance in this series will definitely help. And I think that's how the England press should look at it. Pakistan wise, they just lost the Asia Cup final, but they did reach the final there. There are positives to be had, and now it's about improving, not making those mistakes, especially in the field. Even with the bat, strike rates have been a concern on these pitches. They should be look to be a bit more aggressive. They're going to be fresh pitches now. Yes, there was the domestic cup was going on, but there's not been much international cricket being played. So hopefully we see some fresh pitches and some good batting surfaces, and that's where Pakistan can accelerate. There's no Mohammad Rizwan from them. He's resting. He did have an injury in the Asia Cup, so he's now playing. Shan Masood comes in, and I think Haris will come in as the backup keeper in place of Mohammad Rizwan. So that's Mohammad Haris, who had a decent PSL, but after that, in the ODIs against Netherlands, his high score was, I think, 6. So he didn't have the best of times in Pakistani colours, but it's about taking that chance and showing that at least he's the backup keeper there. And if you look at the bowling wise, there's no Shaheen Afridi, but the likes of Naseem Shah, Haris Rauf, Mohammad Hasnain, they will look to continue their form from the Asia Cup. One thing in particular that they will have to focus on is the death bowling. They'll cost quite a few runs in that finals against Sri Lanka. So that's something that they'll have to look at. New ball has been excellent. And with Shaheen Afridi coming back into the T20 World Cup, that attack will look really good. But again, it's the death overs that they'll have to, keep their calm, because even with this pace in Australia, you can get hit, and some of the batsmen will like that extra pace coming onto the bat. So it's about using your variations, bowling smartly, bowling accurate lengths and lines, and taking it from there. Batting wise, again, all eyes will be on Babar Azam. His strike rate as well has been criticized in the Asia Cup. Also, his form just hasn't been there. When he was informed, the strike rate really didn't matter because the other players were making up for it. But he's not getting runs under his belt. That's the main thing. Once you get runs under the belt, everything else falls into place. So he'll be looking to score 50s, 60s, and then he can work on that strike rate. Yeah, but of course, so strike rate is something of a concern. But I feel someone like Rizwan, if he's in the squad, he'll have to play the aggressor role because he's still getting runs under his belt. So he'll have to take more risks than Babar does. And it's a big series for Babar Azam. A lot depends on him. Shan Masood coming in, how does he fill in this 11? Can he play at a healthy strike rate? He had a good domestic season in England, but can he repeat that performance on the international stage? But yeah, otherwise Pakistan's middle order looks similar. Iftikhar Ahmed, Kustil Shah, Shadab Khan, Asif Ali there, Mohammad Nawaz. So it's similar to the Asia Cup. They played well in patches, the middle order, but they did collapse as well, like in the finals and against Afghanistan. So they'll have to work on that and try to improve that. I feel that Pakistan are favorites going to the series, not only because they're playing at home, because England are missing a few key players. by the time Butler comes back, will it be too late or not? We're not sure. Wokes and Mark Wood are key components to this team, because Wood gives you that extra pace that England have been lacking recently, and someone like Wokes has that experience, very good with the new ball, can pick up wickets in the power play, so he'll be very important as well. So by the time they come back in, will the series be lost, or will they be losing the series? We're not sure. They'll have to depend on the current players. There's Richard Gleason is there, Adil Rashid, David Willey, Sam Curran, and then either Ollie Stone, Luke Wood, one of these two will play as well. So much will be dependent with the ball. So there is a bit inexperience there with the bat as well. In the middle order, someone like a Harry Brooks, brilliant domestic season, but again, he'll have to showcase his talents on the international stage. You have David Milan, who's been there, done that. Alex Hales and Phil Sort, like I mentioned, they'll want to cement their place going into that T20 World Cup. And Moeen Ali, the captain, with the bat and ball, he'll be crucial. If I'm looking at the key players from Pakistan's point of view, if I look at it, I'm going to go with Shadab. I think with the bat and ball, he'll be key in these conditions. From England's point of view, there's plenty of options that they can look at, but I'm going to go with Alex Hales. I just feel that making a comeback, he'll want to make a point, and he can be very destructive. Remember, he was one of those guys who started that Morgan revolution with the bat along with Jason Roy. He was smashing it to all parts. He was the reason England were getting to 400 plus scores in 2016-17. He started the trend. Can he come and continue it? He's 33 now. It's been a break since he's been in the England team, particularly for his off-field behaviors. But let's see what happens. So he's one player I'm going to look at. So Alex Hales from England and Shadab Khan from Pakistan. It's going to be an exciting series. No matter what, England will still fight. I think they do have a few players, and their bench will be tested going into that World Cup. And I think in the later leg of the tournament, when they do get stronger, they'll have better performances. But at the same time, it's not like their team can just the players can come straight from injury and perform. So they'll have to look at that as well, and play their cricket, play that same attacking brand of cricket, no matter what the personnel is, and have that system, and so that when the players come back, they can fit into that system smoothly. It's going to be a close series. I'm predicting 4-3 to Pakistan. It could go either way. Pakistan can win comfortably as well, but let's see how it goes. I'm going to go 4-3 Pakistan. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for the latest cricketing content. It's going to be an exciting series. We have the India-Australia series as well to look forward to. We'll do a preview on that, and plenty of T20 cricket now going into the World Cup. It's going to be very important to see how the teams will stack up, how they will rotate, who will play, who's in form. Form is a big factor. Like, for England example, if Phil Salt smashes it, then when Butler comes in, will you drop him or not? Alex Hales, if he performs, will you keep him or not? Someone like a Sam Curran, will he go out of the team despite playing good in Pakistan when Ben Stokes comes in? Ben Stokes and Liam Livingstone are two key players who are missing as well in this series. So if these two are not going to be playing and someone else performs, how does that work, from England's point of view? But if they do lose, at least they know that these big players are coming back. It's a bit tricky. Ideally, you want your big players especially so close to the tournament, but at the same time, you need them to be fully fit and take it from there. Look at Australia, they're world champions. They are also missing 3-4 key players. They did that last time as well, before the World Cup. They didn't play their full strength, and then they came to the World Cup and they were all fit and ready to go. So you can look at it either way. But at the end of the day, you have to take it match by match, series by series, see who's on form, and take it from there. So thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll get you the content as soon as possible.